Since 1947, the World Affairs Council has become the preeminent global stage for world leaders and the public to inform, engage, and debate the most important issues of our time. It's your world. Get to know it.
We are here in the United States, in a country where, until last year, for the previous 4 or 5 years, Americans were spending on consumption, about 72 to 73% of all the country that was earning. Now that was much higher than the historic average. During the period from 1960 to 1980, on average, Americans spent about 62% of their income on consumption, and that was sustainable. 72% was not ever and will never again be a sustainable proportion of income to be spending on consumption. Now, I don't deny that the inventiveness of bankers in devising all sorts of new instruments for repackaging loans and making things look less risky than they were, making people, it's in a sense giving an opportunity to use a small bit of solid wealth to create an enormous amount of credit. The inventiveness of the mathematical models developed by some of these bankers certainly contributed to, if you like, magnifying this imbalance. But the fundamental imbalance of some people earning too much more than they were spending and other people spending too much more than they were earning was the source of the problem. What this fundamentally draws out, I think, is the thought that if we are to solve this problem, we've got to solve it together. In other words, the opportunity that has been created for the world by the election of Barack Obama, and it is a huge opportunity, an opportunity which I think Americans themselves possibly even still underestimate. The fact that Barack Hussein Obama could be elected freely by the American people, somebody whose grandfather was a herder of sheep in Kenya and a Muslim, and whose grandmother still lives in Kenya and is a Muslim, in a hotly contested election with extremely good alternative candidates available. And let us not denigrate any of the alternatives who were contesting with Barack Obama. That he could still win against a very good field shows to the rest of the world that this is a country which is open. This is a country which is at ease with its history, which is prepared and willing and to constantly transform itself into new ways of seeing itself and new ways of dealing with internal differences that have existed in this country in the past. That this is a truly dynamic country in the political sense. So that creates a huge opportunity for the United States to lead the world. To lead, for example, Africans to realize that their continent need not be the only place in the world where growth rates have been, where economies have been contracting since 1960. On average, Africans have been getting poorer and poorer and poorer since 1960. That can also speak to the Muslim world and say, yes, Americans do respect people of different heritage, do respect people of different religion, and Americans do make a distinction between people of a particular faith who do bad things and all the people of that faith, 99.9% of whom do never do bad things. That potential created by you on the 4th of November of last year is an enormous potential.